This video will demonstrate how to repair photograph damage using the clone stamp tool, the patch tool, and how to combine them when necessary. We will begin with the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is the 9th tool down from the top of the Tools panel, just below the brush tool. Be careful not to confuse it with the pattern stamp tool, which it is grouped with, which initially appears similar except for the additional checkerboard pattern on its left side. Once the clone stamp tool is selected, its available options display in the options bar. When choosing a brush to use, it'll be helpful to choose a soft brush with a hardness of 0%, just slightly larger than the area you want to repair. When the Clone Source panel icon is clicked with the Show Overlay and Clipped options checked, you will see a preview of how your repair source will cover your damaged area. Keep the mode set to normal and assign an opacity of 100% some of the time. However, for most work, when set to 80%, it provides a little fudge factor. With its layer setting kept at the default of Current Layer, let's begin with the default Aligned option checked. The snowbank has some damage to it that we will learn how to fix. When using the clone stamp tool, you will want to magnify in to work, large enough to clearly see the effects of your repair work, but oftentimes also need to review the entire photograph to be able to evaluate the restored area in relation to the rest of it. With a brush chosen just slightly larger than the damaged area you plan to cover, Alt or Option single click with the mouse to sample a repair source as close to it as possible. Then move over the damaged area and click once or twice to cover the blemish. Repeat the process for each damaged area, sampling new source content each time for the most accurate repairs, and adjusting your brush size as needed. Notice that because the Show Overlay and Clipped options are on, it is easy to tell when the repair content is exactly over the damaged area. The clone stamp repair source follows the mouse by the initial distance you define. Notice the crosshairs indicating the source content. By sampling close to your destination area and sampling frequently, you will avoid accidentally adding content where you do not want it. When the Aligned option is unchecked in the options bar, the clone stamp tool will begin each repair from the same spot. This option is great when you need to keep reusing one good area, such as to repair the sky in this photograph. When the clone stamp tool is Alt or Option clicked to sample the repair source, each time you click to repair with the tool, it will follow your mouse by the distance you defined as the source. However, as shown by the crosshairs, with each click of the mouse, the source content begins again at the original defined source point. One way to repair curve damage, such as around the wheels, is to assign a degree of rotation for the clone source in the Clone Source panel. To repair this area of the tire by assigning a 1-degree rotation, the curve detail can be more accurately echoed when cloning. Be sure to change the degrees back to 0 or choose Reset Transform from the Clone Source panel menu once you no longer need to rotate your clone source content. Curved repairs such as around the tires of the fire truck can also be done using the Layer via Copy command, which will be demonstrated in a separate video. The patch tool is one of a group of repair tools located directly above the brush tool. Once the tool is chosen, its options become active in the options bar. Because the patch tool uses a selection to repair with, its selection can be added to or subtracted from like any other selection. There are two options for using the patch tool in normal mode when either its source or destination method is chosen. Its transparent option should be set to off, and its diffusion setting set between 1 and 7, with its default setting of 5 working well. When using the source method, draw around the damaged area, then drag and release it over the area you want to repair with. For small, isolated areas of damage, the patch tool can be easy and effective. When the destination option is selected, draw around the area you want to use to repair with, then drag the selection and release it over the damaged area. When the content-aware patch mode is chosen under the source mode, its structure and color settings allow customization for how adjacent content will be affected by the patch. Let's set its structure to 5 and its color to 5. Once we've done that, this mode works exactly the same as the source mode. Damaged content is selected and dragged over the area you want to repair with. Sometimes you will need to combine both tools together. Because the patch tool works by recording texture, lighting, and shading, if you try to patch an area with color too different from the patch source, it will blend with instead of cover over the damaged area. For these types of repairs, begin with the clone stamp tool by preparing a base coat of underlying texture and color first. Now, when the patch tool is used in either the source or destination mode, on top the repair will be seamless and natural.